Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint. It is time for the Weather Academy, and just happens to coincide with a new month of December. Ended November fairly quietly, but I kind of wanted to just kind of go back through and crunch some numbers with you on this episode of the Weather Academy, and kind of compare where we are this year to where we are last year, and where we should be in terms of snow. We did have some snow over the last weekend. Some areas picking up 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow from these Alberta Clipper type systems that are just lining up and just continuing to roll through. It's a very active weather pattern as we go through the next 7 to 10 days, and there are some opportunities for some snow. So we're going to add to the tally here. But this is a La Nina winter, and if you happened to catch our winter weather special, we talked about what a La Nina winter means for us, and usually it's not quite as harsh. You know, the storm tracks to the west. So with a storm track to the west, you can't help but get warm air out ahead of them, out ahead of these storm systems, which means that we're going to be talking about a lot of rain and snow, or a mix of both, maybe some sleet and freezing rain, and then snow filling in on the back side with the storm track to the west during a La Nina winter. And so far, this winter, this coming winter, signs are pointing to a moderate to strong La Nina. So let's just take a look at where we are so far. So if you just took an average season, where we should be at this point going into December, we should already have 9.7 inches of snow on the ground. That's shy of 10 inches. Well, so far this season, we're running behind. We've only recorded 5 inches as of the end of November, so a little bit behind. But if you look at where we were last year, interestingly, we only had a measly inch of snow. So we're outpacing last year, but we'll see how the rest of the winter evolves here. So I just thought those were some interesting stats to share with you. And again, we have some more opportunity to add to some of the snow as we go forward over the next 7 to 10 days, as we are in this very active weather pattern. So yeah, standing at 5 inches so far for this season. Average should be just shy of 10 inches, so we have some ground to make up, but again, outpacing last year. All right, so let's talk about where in the world is the cold air. Well, for that, we've got to go way up north to the Northwest Territories in Alaska. Take a look at some of these current temperatures as of this recording, a little after 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Look at these numbers. Norman Wells, have you ever been there? In Canada, minus 27. These are air temperatures, okay? Minus 27 in Barrow, Alaska. Tom Atkins' favorite, Resolute Bay with a goose egg right now. 9 below in Baker Lake, 18 below in Yellowknife. Now, why is this important? Well, because this is exactly how a La Nina winter behaves. The cold air banked way up there. And usually the polar jet will dive south in a winter, but we don't see many episodes of that this winter. Now, that's not to say we're not going to get cold. I just don't think we're going to get extremely cold. But we'll see. We'll probably have some episodes of some cold outbreaks, but it's interesting as we go into a La Nina winter to see how it's already showing signs of acting like one. And usually the cold air is banked way up there in Alaska, the Northwest Territories of Canada. And as the polar jet kind of wobbles and comes south, we'll get, brief shots of these cold outbreaks. But I don't think they last long, especially in a La Nina winter. There's not a lot of evidence for long-lasting cold. Not saying it won't happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, at least right now. So the cold air way up north, and really no signs, at least in the short term, of this coming south. However, we do have a storm system that we're going to be watching. Actually, a couple of them. One coming up Thursday, that will probably be mild and rain. Another weak little clipper coming through Saturday with some rain or wet snow. Then what happens Sunday is interesting because we're getting indications that a stronger Alberta clipper will dive through, and that might team up with a storm system trying to form on the coast. If we can match the cold air up, there will probably be some snow as we go into early next week. Now, as of this recording, this is Tuesday, and here we are talking on a Wednesday. This is still 6-7 days away, so it could change. But it looks like as we go into the weekend, wintry mix, and then as the colder air wraps in behind it and curls in behind that low, we could see that change to a period of snow into Monday morning. So that's kind of a snapshot of what we're watching as we go into next week. Could be a little interesting around here as we go into Monday. But again, still several days away. So that, of course, subject to change. Again, these fast-moving little clipper systems will continue to come through basically every other day. But the strongest one appears to be on Sunday. We'll see if that changes. So we wrap up November fairly quiet, a little bit below average in terms of snowfall, which, we'll have to see how that plays out here as we go through the winter. And speaking of the winter, December 1st, which is today, is the first day of meteorological winter. Well, in meteorology, we like statistics and numbers. So we define winter as December, Jan, and February because statistically, those are the three coldest months when you look back through climatology. So happy meteorological winter to you as it begins today, this December 1st. And that is defined by meteorologists as the three coldest months which do lie ahead. Now, obviously, this is different from astronomical winter. That doesn't arrive for another 21 days. On the 21st of December, the winter solstice, which is where the sun's rays directly over the Tropic of Capricorn and the North Pole is tilting away from the sun, which makes sense because, well, we were just talking about statistics and climatology. As we tilt away from the sun, obviously, the three coldest months of the year lie ahead. So that would be December, January, and February, which we as meteorologists define as meteorological winter. But winter officially arrives on the calendar, astronomical winter, on December 21st at 10:58 in the morning. Why not celebrate it, right? You got to embrace it. So we'll see how this winter unfolds. It's a La Nina winter, but I just thought those were some interesting stats to share with you in terms of the snow, where the cold air is, and what we're seeing as we look ahead. Again, a very active weather pattern over the next 7 to 10 days. But we'll see about the timing of the cold air. That's the key. If we can really wrap in some cold air, we can get some lake effect snow. I think we will at least add some to the tallies here as we begin meteorological winter today, December 1st. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you want us to dig into anything, let us know. You can do that a number of ways. Of course, we're on Facebook and Twitter. You can send us an email at weather@wjettv.com. We will try and respond to as many as we can. If there's something you're curious about, something you want us to dig into a little bit more, let us know. Shoot us a message, and we would be happy to do that. And of course, you can always count on us for the most accurate and up-to-date information right here on the fancy website at yourerie.com. You just click the weather tab there, and we have interactive radar, weather alerts, and of course, our latest forecast from the Jet Pinpoint team of meteorologists. So that's going to do it for this edition of Weather Academy. Thanks for logging on, and happy meteorological winter.